Uh, but what I'm putting in now, I'm utilizing the RP hypertrophy app, and I have 2 additional upper body days. So I'm doing, um, and I may even throw in like an extra lower body day. So I'm doing like strength hypertrophy program just because I love hypertrophy training. I'm gonna set this up for my narrow grip pull down today. So the way the RP hypertrophy app has you warm up is you try to kind of get an idea of your 30 rep max, 20 rep max, 10 rep max. That's like your warm up. But with your 30 rep max weight, you're doing 12. With your 20 rep max weight, you're doing 8. And then with your 10 rep max, you're doing 4. And that's your warm up set. It's like hit those 12, rest a minute, hit your 8, rest a minute, hit your 4. And then you're good to go into your 2 working sets. So I'm just going to start, say my 30 rep max is 120. That's where I'll start here. Again, we got the carabiners on. Hopefully that will be stronger than what I was using last time. Nice and close, sitting up tall, pulling down to the chest. Scoot my butt back so I can be more upright. Boom. 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bump this baby up. About 10 pounds per side, 20 pounds total. Second warm-up set, we're doing 8. Same idea. Right. Up. Up. Good. So now we got a minute rest. I'm only going to go up 10 pounds here because I want to be able to finish my working sets on the 80 per side and the 85 per side. So today's starting a little bit of a weight loss journey. Cut, mini cut, whatever. I don't like to term things. I don't know. Anyway. So, starting weight today, a little too heavy, if you will. Also wanted to bring my flow rope and forgot it because I'm starting to do rope flow. Man, what a dummy. Anyway, dang it. That stinks. So 203. Don't love it. But life happens, right? Things get away from you. So we're back on it. We're going to, honestly, beach is in less than a month. So I'm going to try to be on track to lose about, I think I have my app set to drop me 1.6 pounds a week. That's like the highest healthy spot that I could be at. But anyway, letting my rest period get a little bit too long. I'm going to throw on some wrist wraps. Well, no, this is just my 4, so I'll throw them on for my working sets. But my set of 4 now. Butt back. Trying to stay tall. Long stretch. Getting to the chest each time. Good, good. So, trying to get down. Who knows? If I say I do 2 pounds a week, I mean, I could be down even 1.6, down 1.6 pounds a week. That's around 3 pounds every 2. So by the time we go to the beach, be down under 200. So that'll be good. Closer to 195, hopefully. And then with the beach, light breakfast, light lunch, a little bit bigger dinner. Kind of how things usually work, right? Still gonna work out. Be cool to show you guys, or whoever's watching, if anyone's even watching. I think the video I put up yesterday, which I should have scheduled it. I shouldn't have posted it immediately. I should have just scheduled it anyway. Just whatever. Anyway, get to show you guys the little beach gym that we frequent almost daily when we're at the Outer Banks, Cape Hatteras, little place called the Fort. The Fort's Strength, the Fort Fitness and Strength and Fitness, something like that. It's on my notebook, but anyway, cool little spot there in Frisco, North Carolina at the Outer Banks. All right, working set. The app calls for 2 reps in reserve. It's always been tough for me to track reps in reserve just because I don't really know. I don't know. I just haven't been good at that. That's not my favorite way to like gauge things, but I've been trying to do it. I estimated a little too low last week on some of my weights and ended up doing, I don't even remember, 23 reps of something crazy. But anyway, here we go. All right, we'll go with 12. You could probably see that was getting pretty tough. I mean, there's other limiting factors here, especially being in this, not your average muscle building gym. Don't get me wrong, you can build muscle anywhere, but like, you don't have the machines. Typical lat pull down where I'm locked in nice and tight. I'm basically just going off of, like, I'm having to use my body to stay low, stay down, not get pulled back up. So I'm fighting a few different variables with that, but we'll rest until we're ready. Between working sets, you rest until your breath is back, so you feel like you're able to go after it with 100% energy. Okay, working set number 2. I could set this up differently, but I want to be close. I want to be more upright. I don't want the line of pull to be too diagonal. It's just not what I want. There's no specific reason behind it. I'm trying to go for a more full like overhead position lat stretch when I'm at the top. So here goes everything. Dang it. Call it 10. Next exercise, pointing at the inverted row here on the rack. I think I am going to go feet elevated on a bench. Again, 2 reps in reserve. This guy's 3 sets. No warm-up here. Don't really need to do a warm-up. I am going to continue to use my wrist wraps because, yep, that's why, because. Anyway, the way I'll gauge this is if or once I'm no longer touching the bar, my chest to the bar. When I get 2 where my chest doesn't touch, I'm done. So that's kind of how I'll be gauging this. So more like a 2 not full reps is where I stop, instead of a 2 reps in reserve. Because if my chest isn't touching the bar, I don't want to count that. So maybe it'll be like 3, and then I'll do 2 more where my chest barely touches the bar. I don't know how tough this is going to be, but here goes nothing. I'm going to go heels here and just raise my hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17. Come on. Missed. Hit it. Hit it. Oh, missed. 24, I believe. Holy smokes. Wow. Rest till feel recovered. Dude, I'm not even gonna get close to 24. Unless I do a set where it's a myo rep match, which is what RP does a lot of. So we'll take that 24 number and however many mini sets it takes to get to that is what it'll be. So if I'd go 9, rest for 20-ish seconds, and then do 8, I'm assuming at 17, then I could rest again and do 7 more, or whatever it would take. 6 times 4, 8 of 3, whatever. Since I'm a little early on in utilizing this app and training a little differently with this on these days, I'm going to do a regular set and only have to do this one yet, just 2 sets. So 2 working sets on the pull downs you saw, 2 working sets on these. Then it goes biceps, triceps, then a chest. I was going to do additional cambered bar, but I don't know if I want to push that too much today. I don't know what I want to do, honestly. for chest. I'll figure it out a little while before that, but I do need to be finished up here in about 40 minutes, so let's keep busting it out. Same idea. Here goes nothing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, missed. 15. Oh, missed. I think that was 16 or 17. Got to hold myself to it. Oh, man. I said that's what I was going to do, so that's what I'm going to do. If I miss twice, because I shouldn't be missing, but if I did, that probably just means I'm not. I think it was 17. I'm going to put 17. The app's pretty cool. After you're set, it'll ask joint pain, back pump, back workload. So joint pain, none. Back pump, how much of a pump did you get today in your back? I'm gonna pretty low, honestly. Back workload. So I'm gonna go backwards. Too much? Nope. Push my limits? No. Pretty good or easy? I could have probably done extra sets on everything, so I'm gonna just go easy on that and click save. Now we have a cable curl. So we'll set up over at the cable machine again. Going to do behind the back cable curls. I don't know that I'm going to wear these. Then I have an overhead rope tricep extension, kind of like a French press type variation. Then we've got that, again, so 3 sets on the curl, 2 sets on the tricep. It was supposed to be 2 sets on the cambered bar bench press, but again, I might change that. And then 3 sets on a cable upright row. So, feeling pretty good. Good. All right. All right, curl time. See you over there. Similar idea to that warm-up before, except this time we're just going to do an 8 and a 4. Then we'll get into those working sets, maybe, or just maybe even a 4. We want these to be pulling me from behind. And then we're up in the front, all the way back, stretch. I don't like this setup, so I'm going to change it. Put these straight up and down. Gotta pop that up one. So with all this RP stuff, as long as your working sets are between 5 and 30 reps is kind of where they want you to be. If it's something you can surpass 30 reps on, Well, one, why do you want to count that high? But also, I mean, I felt like I did 23 or like I just did 24 on the inverted rows. I don't want to have to count that high, or like that's a lot of volume on one set. And it sometimes that buildup of lactic acid during the set, that's not a comfortable feeling. So again, if you can achieve that sooner with a heavier weight, because if the lactic acid lactate threshold, I believe, if that kicks in and you are still feeling like you have all this left in the tank, you're going to be experiencing that painful-ish, it's kind of painful-ish feeling for way longer than you're probably going to want to. So why not choose a weight where, one, that kicks in a little quicker, and then two, you're not having to do as many reps because you're closer to failure because the weight's heavier. So, all right, I'll just get into this next set. Feeling ready. As long as the cable's tracked the way I want. May have to widen them out a little bit, but we'll see. That's pretty good. Watching a video, similar type stuff I'm doing, training styles, learning, always be learning. It's a good core value to have. You don't have to pay for a specific certification or course, or you don't have to pay for something to always be learning. There's a wealth of knowledge out there that you can acquire and obtain for free from people who are just more knowledgeable than you. And yeah, special letters and certifications behind your name, that don't mean nothing. Here we go. Let's give it a shot. Come on. Oh, we're gonna stop. 11. Dang it.
Not to suck the Mark Bell teeth too hard, but that's one thing that I've always admired about like you and your channel, is the fact that you're so willing to like talk to anybody. Yeah. And just be willing to like have that conversation and see like, hey, what is the thing that I can learn from this guy? And I don't need to buy into his whole fucking thing. Right. But if there's something that's gonna get me 1% better, you'd be dumb not to do that.
I think something might be valuable for you, and you're kind of like now because you've taken some time off. Something I could have done in my power.
Cable overhead tricep.
There you go, dude. It doesn't feel like much when you're doing it, but in that stretch and after, it's nasty. That's a great example of like what so many people on social media don't get, because it's the whole like, oh, you need to do full range of motion, oh, you need to do this. What's so bad about like doing full range of motion and then you want to get like a little pump at the end, just fucking bang it out. Not that big of a deal, you know.
Just a quick little set of 8 as like that warm up, and then we'll wait about a minute and do our first actual set. Let you listen to some Mark Bell in the background.
There are cases, I guess, you could make where you're literally just kind of having fun, going through the motions, doing drop sets and things like that. But for the most part, things should be pretty intentional, and they should kind of be, I hate to say it, but they're kind of boring. Like, it takes a lot of patience to work yourself through a set like this, where you're literally doing the same thing every single time and trying to perform the rep the same way. There's no slowdown in like velocity, no slowdown in speed. You're not trying to contract harder, you're not trying to explode into it. You're trying to get a similar sensation every time too. So you're trying to feel, okay, I feel a stretch in my pec, I feel a stretch in my bicep, I feel a stretch in my shoulder. Here we go. Here you go, Joe. So because of the weight we have on here, I'm not going to be able to utilize the exact same form. That's fine. I'm still going to get a good workout out of it.
There you go, Mark. There you go, Mark.
Okay, we got the flies now. I changed it. No cambered bar
I
today.
think you can afford to, like, cheat a little bit. The cable machine, the weights are much lighter. I don't really advocate like having your form get messed up too much on too many things.
Sorry, had to plug the camera in, so mics are out. May need to invest in some of the Bluetooth mics. Anyway, instead of cambered bar, since that's like one of my main lifts every week for strength, I'm gonna do some cable flies. I'm getting a real good stretch in the cambered bar press, so I did the press fly the other day. Didn't see that. I didn't record any of that workout, but I am gonna do a high to that mid, somewhat high to that mid chest, midline, wide open chest fly. Oh. Make sure you log your stuff. Joint pain again. No pain. Tricep pump was amazing. Workload, pretty good. Save. All right, 2 sets on the chest fly. And then 3 sets of a cable upright row. Let's get into it. Enjoy Mark a little more while I'm doing my set.
But I think
Sometimes it's like 90% of the time, you get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm going to cheat a little bit to get the weight up, but you're still getting that fully lengthened position. You're still stretched at the end, more contracting at the end, so you're still getting it done.
what you're going to notice from exercises like this too is you're going to get really sore.
Yep.
The more stretching involved in your body, the more soreness you're probably going to get, especially at first. So things like lunges, stiff leg deadlifts, exercises like this are probably going to torture you pretty good. What happens a lot of times on a bench press, and the reason why a lot of power lifters are pec, is they'll get slightly out of position with a heavy weight. That elbow will get thrown out, and then they're out here in no man's land, where you just miss a lift. Even the great Eric Spoke, one of the greatest fighters of all time, he would miss lifts when his arms were away from his body. You can keep the arms in close to the body, right? Once the arms and the body start to get away from each other, you're in like a disadvantageous position, and that's when you can snap your shit. So that's why you want to try to work in some of these ranges, so you're training yourself for it. When I was powerlifting, because we have to always talk about my powerlifting career, just like I'm not and shit.
So that set, I don't know, it's funny with cable flies, I can sometimes just like keep going. But with that super long range, slow eccentric, pause in the stretched portion, I'm really finding that I do get a little like my fingers and hands sometimes start to, probably just because of the position of my arm or whatever, they start to kind of get that numb feeling. So I went up to, and then because of time, I'm probably going to delete that upright row and then just finish this as my last set here. So I'm gonna get this set in, lock it down, call it a day on my workout.
Yeah, I dig a lot of it too. So that's helpful. Did you do any of the rope flow stuff?
I haven't yet. That's one cool. That's one.
If we have a bit of jump rope, I'll just show you. Like, yeah, I don't even really know hardly anything. I only know like controlling stuff.
Yeah. So honestly, that's a random conversation. I honestly thought about more implementing that because I need to get better like posing. And a huge posing thing is the footwork thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just I'm a robot man. So,
Ay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll help you open up too. 'Cause a lot of the posing, like, it's you trying to like figure out what to do with like your body and stuff. If you being like as fucking jacked as you are in the powerlifting, you'll probably have to figure out sneaky ways to not look so blocked.
100%. Want to do something fun?
Sure.
Let's do a McDonald's thing.
Oh, we're going to go McDonald's?
Maybe after. Have you've used one of these before? The camber bar.
Wow, look at that thing.
Yeah, you'd love that. I've never. It was the first one of these I've ever seen. But